Kevin Jackson Radio Show.
Welcome, everybody. Kevin Jackson here. It's the Kevin Jackson Show, KJRadio.com. You can send us a phone. Well, you can call us by phone. Send us a phone message. Call 844-551-8255. I'm going to read a quick note from a gentleman who wrote to me. I believe his name was Ernest. He sent me a note. And Ernest, apparently we're kindred spirits, but he writes a note. You are the man. Kevin, you and I are from the same cut. Love, love, love you. That is from a 72-year-old white man in Suffolk, Virginia. The truth always, 100%. Make my day. Wake up to waiting to hear you on talk radio. You are the best. Please continue your hard work. America needs you badly. Thanks very much, Ernest. I sent you back a note as well, and I appreciate you, man. Look, I represent you. You're 72 years old. You've seen a lot in this world, and you want to leave something for your kids, your grandchildren, your great-grandchildren, your friends, whatever, people that you love and care about. And you're watching this nation, a nation you no longer know, just go down a path that you never, in your 72 years of life and your 67 plus years of awareness from about the time you were 5 years old, you would never have dreamed that this nation would become what it is today. And nor would you have dreamed over the past decade that we would do something to finally fix it, to right that wrong, to get it back to where it was. So Ernest, I'm with you, man. I mean, we are kindred spirits, and there are many people like you. You hear my voice. You don't think of it as black or white or whatever. You don't think of me as rich or poor. You think of me as American. And that's what I love about what I do. If you don't know who I am and you were to hear my voice, you would just think this guy is a patriot and he understands right from wrong. And it doesn't mean that I do right every single time. But what it does mean is that when I do wrong, I recognize it and I adjust in order to go towards righteousness. I mean, I was talking to one of my friends. He's going through a pretty rough time, family issues with an adopted son, and he's going through a divorce. And he's still doing for this, his soon-to-be ex-wife and his kid. And I'm asking him, why are you doing this? He says, because I asked him point blank, do you want to get back with her? He says, no. She got mad at him because he went to help her in California because her son's in jail, probably going to go to prison. And he says, I just feel like I still owe him. And he goes, I need to do good deeds. And I go, why? Do you think those good deeds are going to make you any better when you stand before God, knowing the type of person you have been, even though you've corrected yourself in many ways? You've healed your evil ways. We all have. Do you believe you're going to stand before God and go, wow, God, I helped my soon-to-be ex-son, get out of jail so that he could continue to do these crazy things that his mom's been letting him do for decades? No. God isn't going to look at you any differently. And stop looking at things as if you can say, what he's doing is a liberal thing. I'm going to save this kid and it's going to make me feel better. This is one of my best friends. Saving that kid will only make you feel better temporarily because you're doing it selfishly. Let that kid save himself. He's done, I'm not going to take you through all the stuff that he's done for him, but he's done a ton for this kid. More than I could ever possibly do for one of my sons back in the day. And more than most people would do for their own kids. And he feels guilty, but his guilt is not about his divorce. It's not guilt about did he have enough interaction with this kid. His guilt is laden with things that he's still harboring. You don't need to feel guilt about that. And no matter what's going on in your life, folks, you ain't going to fix it because you decide you're going to help some poor little kid. I'll help the kid and that ain't going to do it. What's going to help you is you helping yourself. You understanding that you can't solve the problems of the world. But where they're needed, you do it. This kid isn't incorrigible. I told him, I said, you and I both know this. So I'm not telling you anything new. This kid gets out, he ends up back in jail or dead. Period. He goes, you're right. Then why are you helping him? Let him sit in jail longer. And get this, his mom wants to get him a car. He wrecked his car and then tried to burn it. And they're trying to get him another car. Let me tell you something. If my sons, any of them, wrecked their car and then were so distraught, they said, I'm just going to burn my car. I guarantee you, I wouldn't be buying them another car. I wouldn't be bailing them out of jail either. So look, I'm not trying to get involved in their own personal business, but what I'm telling you is You cannot do enough deeds to stand before God and go, God, but check it out. I got a bunch of kids adopted. I helped get them sporting gear. I helped do this. You can lay out a litany of things that you did, and none of it will erase that person you are, that demon inside of you, that the only fix is through understanding there's a higher power, something that can help you control the demon. That's it. So when you look at what's going on in the world, folks, there are things we can control and there are things we cannot control. Watch the videotape of a man, and he was trying to teach this little black kid martial arts, and he said, run into me and slap my back. And the kid was crying, and he kept, the more that the guy goes harder, the more the kid cried. And he was telling him, he says, look, you have to have the soul of a lion. You can be a lamb when you need to be, but you got to be a lion at the appropriate time. And that's the way I look at my martial arts career. I don't want to be involved with anybody and be mad. But if you want to see the lion, I'll show him to you. See, that's what Jesus taught you. He taught you, we talk about turn the other cheek. Jesus knew when it was time to show people the lion. When he went into the temple and he turned over the tables, do you think he was being meek and submissive and passive? No. He was saying to these tax collectors and these scoundrels, these fraudulent people, you're not dealing with the lamb. You're dealing with the lion. And there's a biblical passage to this that effectively says that the lion stays to fight. The lamb will run, the chump, if you will run even when there's not a fight. Ask yourself what the Republicans have just done from Donald Trump. See, he's a lion. He's staying there to fight for you. What are you going to do? You going to stay there and fight, or you going to run? Because let me tell you what, the left plans on you running. They've already got your track shoes set out. They think you'll abandon Donald Trump. They think you will abandon yourself. They think you will abandon your brother, your father, your cousin, your uncle, whatever. The same way, and I'll give you an example, Jeb Bush abandoned his father and his brother when they said, you're just like your brother and your father, Jeb. And he was like, well, I'm not like my brother and my father. You know what I would have said? I would have said, so what? Both of them were presidents. And by the way, I don't care. You can talk about my brother and my father any way you want. I will never abandon them. And I'm not going to abandon you here. I'll take a commercial. We'll be back.
This is the Kevin Jackson Radio Show.
Do you owe back taxes to the IRS or state? The secret to avoiding the IRS nightmare is to seek professional representation. My friends at Security Tax Associates provide the most cost-effective and ethical representation in the industry while helping to avoid seizures, levies, and wage garnishments. Security Tax Associates is here to ensure that the appropriate steps are taken to permanently eliminate any possibility of future tax burdens once and for all. For a free, no-obligation consultation, contact Security Tax Associates, 844-779-4177. That's 844-779-4177. 844-779-4177. Or visit them at securitytaxassociates.com.
Beth Cook Moranville, author of Closer Than Your Breath, a book of hope.
Hope, that wonderful, wonderful 4-letter word that you may feel completely out of. I wrote this book to give you great hope. It's not too late. If fetal position is an all too familiar place for you, I understand. If the next 60 seconds are too long, this book is for you. Wherever you are right now, whether you're dealing with divorce or death or sickness, take hope. You are going to make it through this pain. Don't roll your eyes. I've walked this road and I know it. The best is yet to come.
Closer Than Your Breath, a book of hope from author and speaker Beth Cook Moranville, can be found on Amazon.com or Kindle.com. For more information, visit closerthanyourBreath.com or on Facebook at Closer Than Your Breath.